It looks like they ran away. We must have scared them off. Strange. With that kind of weaponry, I'd thought they'd have stayed and fought. They look tough. Hey, tend to those that are injured. How many did we lose? None? I am glad for that bit of good news. Did we take anything from the caravan? Nothing. Damn it. They got away too quickly. We should work on striking quicker next time. What's that? What do you mean we got something else? They left some of their troops behind. What scumbags. Hiding behind their own troops to cover their retreat. That's unthinkable. Take any of them we could find. Treat them carefully. We can ransom them back off to the kingdom. Hey, here's one right here. Nap time's over, little one. Get up. You were with that caravan, right? Hey, wait a minute. Those robes. You're not a combatant. You're a white mage, right? Hey, calm down. I'm not gonna hurt you. There'd be no point in that. I know you can't hurt us. Your specialty is healing. What? Are you surprised? Oh, let me guess. You thought I was just some brute. You probably see me as a ruthless and lawless bandit that attacked your caravan. But guess what? I'm not a brute. I do have a conscience, you know. And killing you here would weigh heavily on it. I'd rather do without that. Also, I know you're no threat to me. I'm very pragmatic. Now, let me ask you a question. Why were you out here? No, I don't mean traveling with the caravan. I mean here, on the battlefield. You shouldn't be out here. You're not combat capable. You may think that you can defend yourself, but you shouldn't be picking fights. Didn't they try to keep you back where it's safe? What? They put you out into the fight. Why would they do that? So you could heal the soldiers on the front lines. Well, they put you right in harm's way. That is way too risky. They shouldn't have put you in danger like that. Didn't the soldiers on that caravan have, I don't know, spare troops or a second wave of troops that they can rotate in while the front line falls back so you can heal them from a safe distance away from the action? Don't give me that look. I'm completely capable of battle tactics. Like I said, I'm not just some brute. You know, ambushing armored caravans, I actually do need to know a thing or two about the art of fighting. Now, did they have spare soldiers? They didn't. I could have figured that out. If they did have spare soldiers, the caravan probably would have hid behind them as it fled. But these men that they left behind, these were some damn good warriors. Not to mention, they left their only healer behind. How cowardly. And people think that I'm the bad guy. Hey, are you okay? What am I asking? Of course not. You're bleeding, I can see that. Here, let me see that wound. No, don't draw back. I already said I'm not gonna hurt you. Try not to move. It looks like you were grazed by an arrow. Consider yourself lucky. If that arrow had hit you a few inches to the right, you wouldn't be up right now. Here, I have some first aid supplies in this kit. I'll dress your wound for you. No, don't try to heal it yourself. Save your energy. You don't trust me? I already said that I'm not gonna hurt you. Or maybe you just think I don't know how to heal a wound. Listen, to be a white mage, you have a certain level of education, right? Magic theory, ether mechanics, preservation of life. You probably studied those a lot, right? Well, you know a lot about healing. But while you were reading books, guess what I was doing? Fighting. I was dressing my own wounds. I didn't have anyone to heal me, other than myself, of course. I had to find out myself what works and what doesn't. It took a lot of time and trial and error, finding out which healing methods work best. Some of them, I'd rather not talk about it. Seriously, who the hell thought that urine was a good salve? I didn't say anything. Don't worry about it. Look, you may be knowledgeable about magic healing methods. You have knowledge, but I have wisdom. Alright, then I'll prove it. I got everything I need to patch up your wounds in this pouch. I'll just disinfect the herb with some alcohol, and I'll just apply a gauze here. It's not perfect, but it'll get you on your feet. There, press down. Alright, that should be good enough. Well, on your feet. We're moving. Need some help getting up? Here, take my hand. Can you stand on your own? You can lean on me if you need to. Now, we need to get going. Back to my camp, of course. We aren't just gonna stick around here. A patrol's gonna pass by soon, and we don't want to be here when it does. Just follow my lead. So, you mind telling me how you ended up with that group? I doubt they hired you. You don't seem like the mercenary type. And I've never heard of a white mage mercenary. You want me to tell you my story? I suppose it'll be something to pass the time. It's gonna be a while till we reach camp anyways. Okay, first of all, I'm not just some bandit. I'm the leader of this group. I think of these people like family. Second, I'm not in this line of work because I want the money. Because I don't make much money doing this. I mostly distribute what we earn to everyone else. I got a place to sleep, water to drink, and food on the table. I thank our cook for that. So I don't need money. The main reason why I'm doing this is because I want to stick it to those nobles and those haughty royal soldiers. Let me explain. I come from a merchant family. No, you wouldn't have heard of them. My family was not the most financially stable. I wouldn't really call us poor, but the threat of poverty was there if we stopped working. And we did stop working. We had to when my father got sick from overworking himself. My mother tried her best to take care of him and run the shop, but it was too much for her to do both. I did my best to help out, but I was young. I didn't know how to run a shop. So we couldn't make enough money to keep the shop. The noble, whose land we were on, kicked us out without a second thought the day we missed a payment. No sympathy. Luckily, a local church decided to take care of my father while he was still sick, for no charge at that. My mother found a job doing manual labor. She worked at a mill, but the mill wouldn't take me. I was too young, so I spent most of my time at the church with my father, listening to him and Some of the other folks there talk about their own lives. And it was horrifying what people have been through. Most of the people there were soldiers or mercenaries that were hired by nobles or royalty, and they were mistreated by those that hired them. They were sent into battles that they really shouldn't have survived. Sometimes they were forced into unfair contracts that told them they would get paid after they fought, and after the battle they never got paid. And the mercenaries that came back couldn't do anything about it. They were wounded, weak, and had no one or anywhere to turn to. There were people at the church that weren't mercenaries. Some were workers who worked on the lands of the nobility, and they were overworked to the point of near death. It all just infuriated me. I knew I couldn't just sit back and let these noble assholes abuse all these people for their own selfish gain. Listen, I was very emotional back then, so I reacted emotionally. I joined the guard. I learned how to fight. After I received a full course of training, I deserted. I left. Headed out into the woods. I made my living by ambushing and robbing the merchant caravans, the ones that worked directly under the nobility. You wouldn't believe how many of them were completely unguarded. So I pillaged. It wasn't too hard, really. I stole provisions and some of their merchandise to pawn off. But I always left the merchants with some stuff left, and I didn't want to kill anybody. I just wanted to put a dent in the nobility's profits. So I sold off what I stole, and eventually I earned enough to start buying good equipment. I could buy actual armor and medical supplies. One time, I tried to rob a single cart that was on a path. The merchant there was more than happy to give the merchandise away. I found out that he really hated the nobility, like I did. But I didn't let him go. Nope. I convinced him to join me. I got him some gear and trained him with a sword. He was a pretty good fighter. And right now, he's my current second in command. And I kept finding more people. Going to the black market to sell merchandise, hiring mercenaries, even just in attacking caravans. We found a lot of people that hated nobility. So our numbers kept growing. And now we're a force to be reckoned with. Even so, we do our best not to go overboard with it. We're just out here trying to stick it to the big guy. We're only trying to hurt the nobility. That's what we do. So we try to leave merchants with enough to get by, and we do our best not to kill people. Although, it's kinda hard to do that as of late with all the armored caravans. Well, that's my story anyways. Now tell me about yourself. Who were those people you were traveling with? Not friends if they let you behind like that. You really think I believe that? Just a ragtag team of travelers? Come on, there's more to it than that. Who were they, really? Are you being serious? The prince. What were you doing traveling with the prince? You were headed to the neighboring kingdom. Why would he be going there? That place is in political turmoil right now. The next in line in the royal family got overthrown in a revolt. They instated someone new, and I've heard that he really hates the prince. Yes, I keep up with politics too. When tensions between two kingdoms rise, there are more armored caravans and more loot to be had. I thought that your caravan was originally delivering weapons, what with the increasing tensions and all. I guess we were wrong then. So tell me, why is the prince going into that kingdom? The new king that was instated hates him. Diplomacy. Yeah, sure, that'll work. Just waltz right into the center of the kingdom with the guy that wants to kill you. The new king will sick his soldiers on the prince as soon as he enters the kingdom walls. Surely the prince doesn't think that he can take... Oh my god, he totally thinks that he could take on the entire army by himself, doesn't he? The prince is really hot-headed, although I'm sure you've noticed hanging around him for a few days. He's also an idiot. So, what were you doing with him? Do you have some kind of personal stake in this? You're definitely not a mercenary. Hey, who are you anyways? What's your name? Swiftwind? That's a fake name. Trust me, I know how to recognize fake names, and that one is the most common fake name. Now, tell me who you are. For real, this time. You don't need to hide anything. That's an interesting name. Wait a minute. I think I recognize that name. Weren't you... You were the next in line. In the kingdom, you were the one that was overthrown. What do you... Alright, I'm gonna stop for a second. I'm gonna let you explain. Alright, I think I got it. You joined up with the prince so that you could overthrow the new king, and you could take back your throne. How did you convince the prince to do that? Oh, you met him as he was already going. And you just joined up with him. I mean, he had to have recognized you, right? He didn't. Did anyone in that caravan recognize you? No, I'm the first person. Jeez. Are all the people in this kingdom really that ignorant? Well, I don't know what we're gonna do with you, former royal. No, I don't hate you. I've heard enough from that kingdom to know that you weren't cruel to your people. And besides, I don't get that feeling from you now. You're actually kind of nice. You know, we don't have anyone at camp that's actually qualified to heal anyone. We just have people that are self-taught. We could use a white mage like yourself. If you want to join us, of course. Though if you really wanted to reclaim your title, that's a bit more complicated. I don't think I can help you there. I can't exactly order a full-on assault on that kingdom. It'd be too risky. But I might be able to find a way to sneak us in. And I know that a lot of people at the camp hate that new king. We might actually be able to overthrow him. What am I saying? No. Don't worry about it. Okay? We're here at the camp. You should probably get some rest. It'll be some time before our cook brings us dinner. Over there. That's my tent. You should sleep there. Everyone will know not to mess with you then. Just to be extra sure, I'll stand guard. I'll be right by you. I'm protecting you because I feel like it. Now go and get some rest.